On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Thursday evening to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side. So we have a story to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we're going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. We have an interview for share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and members in the diaspora. Now, 5 days ago, I covered this vlog presently on your screen with this man said to be identified as Ravaz. He's from the Mount Salem community in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. James Police Division. Now, after I covered that vlog, he reached out to On The Spot News Media wanting to clear the air because in this vlog, he basically confessed to the fatal knockings and clappings of a man, this man presently on your screen, identified as Niney. So he reached out to On The Spot News Media, did an interview in yesterday evening's vlog, this vlog presently on your screen, where he stated that, hey, he did not carry out the fatal knockings and clappings of Niney and basically explained his side. Of course, On The Spot News Media would have asked him some serious questions, to which some of it he fumbled somewhat. So if you have not watched those two vlogs, please go over and watch them so you can get a better understanding of this one. Now, both vlogs, a particular name was repeatedly mentioned. A female identified as Tanisha, said to be the cousin of Ravaz. Ravaz, who crossed the Mexican border and is presently in the United States of America, was staying with his cousin. He decided to continue the corner boy lifestyle, as I stated in previous vlogs, and his cousin would not have it. She stated that, hey, she's now living a Christian life, and what he is bringing inside of her home is definitely not accepted. Now we have for you today an interview with Tanisha, the woman who is said to be in the center of the controversy. So we are gonna speak with Tanisha right now in relation to the Ravaz situation. Listen. All right, Tanisha.
Yes,
as you saw the interview yesterday with Ravaz and what he stated, and of course I'm pretty sure you would have seen the vlog that I did 4 days ago with him basically confessing, stating that he took the life of Niney, and he's also hurling several threats in those voice notes, stating that he is going to take your life. Now, given the fact that you know all of this, what is it that you have to say about the whole entire situation?
Okay. May I first make my disclaimer before I start?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. It's an open, I'm assuming it's an open forum. You can say what you want, because based on what I've heard, you can just talk your mind. Okay. So basically, my disclaimer before I get into anything is that I'm not a social media person. I'm not a person that put my life out there on social media or care about what social media want to say. But as far as this is concerned, I just felt the need to clear some things up. You know, I heard your 4 day ago blog that you did, and I heard the interview that he did, that somebody sent to me. So I, sat down and I make sure I made all my notes and just to counteract everything that he's saying, so everybody can hear my side. I'm not here. I didn't come on here to for likes, for clout, for pity, or anything. And as far as my mom is concerned, she's 64 years old and have high blood pressure. She's just not going to come on to make any statements. So I am going to be the voice. Whatever questions you want to ask me, I'll get into it. Feel free to interject me and ask any questions or stop me and clarify, break anything down. We'll get there. All right? So as I said, I heard the vlog that you made. I listened to it, and I am just coming on here to break down basically just the interview that you had with my cousin. All right? Because when I'm basically coming on here to tell the truth, not to look like or to beg pity or anything, as I said, because there's a quote in the Bible that says, when you speak the truth, speak it ever, cause it what it will. Because he who hides the wrong, he does the wrong still. Right? So I'm going to start off by talking about the first thing that he mentioned on his interview. He mentioned Niney, because I wrote everything down, so I'm going down the line step by step the way how he did it so I can match up with him and break it down. But first thing he talked about, he said, I took my daughter away because Niney molested my daughter. Now, people don't know, but I've been in America close to 9 years now, right? And back years ago, I was here and I got a phone call, and this is all I'm going to say about this part because this is not the topic of the situation. Now, it came up because he said it. This is not the topic, so I'm not going to get into details with that because my daughter is involved, and I try to protect my children. When it happened years ago, and what I was told, because I wasn't there, is that I try to protect my children's sanity. These stigma, when they tend to, go on the children, they tend to, kind of have an effect on their lives, their childhood, their growing up. So I try to protect my children from the social media life, and it's a cruel world out there, and you should know that because you deal with these people every day. So when I got a phone call, that from one of my family members years ago when I was in America, the phone call came in and it was said that my daughter mentioned to them that, Niney was trying to molest her. And that was said that she reached out to family member and let them know. And I won't get into detail as to, whatever the situation is, but it was said that she said that Niney was trying to molest her. So when they called me hysterically, of course, my mom, I'm hysterical, I'm crying, whatever the case is. I spoke to my mom. The only conversation I had with my mom regarding that time was I said, Mom, the children were in your care and you went to work. You were told that this happened. You came home. And I said, Mom, this is it. I don't even want to know what's going to take place afterwards. I just want my children to come up. So I arranged with my mom and I took my kids out of Jamaica because that's my way of protecting my children. Because regardless of what's going on, I'm a mom. I am going to believe my children. Regardless of it being true or not, my children's voice is first. So I heard my child's voice and I stepped in as a mom and I took my children out of that. And I said to Mom, the only thing I'm going to say, this is your husband over 30-some years. And the only thing I'm going to say to you as a daughter to a mom, I'm going to say to you, if you know that this man is like this, you have to separate yourself from this man. I am not going to condone, whether it's my child or another child, that is it. And I said, Mom, you're grown. You have to know who you're laying down with. You have to know. And that was basically what happened. I took my children out of Jamaica. And that's all I'm going to say about that. My children has been here with me since. All right. The next thing he talked about, he said from that time there, from that time there, them want. He keeps saying them. Like, you can't go to a court without them here and say, where is the plot? Where is the plan? If he said that we or whoever he's talking, because he didn't mention my name, so I don't even know if he's talking about me and my mom.
He was speaking about you.
Them. Where is the plot?
He was speaking about you.
Proof. I need to see that, whatever the case is. I don't know who he's talking.
He was speaking about you.
Huh?
The them that he was making mention of was you.
Okay. Right, okay, fine. He didn't mention my name, so I don't know if he was talking about my mom or me. Okay, he said them. Okay, you said it was me. Fine. Okay. I didn't after the whole situation, me and Ravaz never have no conversation about the whole thing. Of course, we're family members. We're talking amongst ourselves. We're gonna get grieved, but I don't know why he would say that. But we're gonna get into that. Anyways, the second part he was saying is sell we make him sell him car, and I told him that to sell him car and come up the next day he will get work, or the next week or whatever. I've been in America over 9 years, and when I came here, I didn't have work the first time, so I don't know how am I going to promise this man to whatever. Now, if you look at the timeline when everything happened, Niney died in 2020. Ravaz came to America in 2024. Now, if I was trying to help him to get out of Jamaica, because to escape the fact that I think, as him said, him kill Niney based on what he said. Why would I wait 4 years to take him out of Jamaica? I did that, the fact to entertain him to come here out of love. He mentioned in his interview, he said, he lived at my house for 12 years. That's my house. He's been at my house for more than even I've been at my house, because I was back and forth, in America. So he's been there. I basically grew him. I just didn't give birth to him. And he mentioned it that I grew him. So out of love, I tried to help him. It's not that, I knew he did something, I was taking him out of Jamaica. That has nothing to do with it. Because if that was the case, remember, he said he did go to jail for that situation. And back and forth. I was the one that even helped get the lawyer off him, because I'm not even thinking that Ravaz could do something like this. I was like, what are you talking about? They're blaming him for something he didn't do. That was my take on the whole thing. So I was even helping to get him out of, the situation. Okay, fine. We got the lawyer. He got rid of the case and everything, and fine. He was still living at my house even after the whole thing happened. And I'm the one he lives there, but I'm the one maintaining the house, the food, maintaining his life. I feed him, I clothe him, I everything, because I have him from growing up. I help send him to school. I do everything for that boy. So at the end of the day, I don't know his lifestyle. I'm not even in Jamaica. I don't know what he's doing. He's not gonna call me and tell me, I am doing this and I did that and I'm trying to do that. We don't have that type of conversation. I treat him like my son. You know what I'm saying? So when that happened, no, I don't know what's going on. I am like totally clueless at this point. I even come down to Jamaica and help my mom bury Niney. I was by my mom's side 100%, not knowing that this came from within the family. And if somebody had told me that was the case, I would have told them, no, that's not the case. So until when I heard that voice note that he confessed, that my reaction that the nation had when they heard it was the same reaction I had when I hear it, because that was my first time hearing out of his mouth. My heart was broken into when I hear that he made that statement, knowing that he was still in my house. I came down, and we were trying to figure out who the hell would want to hurt Niney. And everybody know I am the golden heart, the child with the golden heart in the family. I'm the family person. I'm the one that comes down every Christmas and makes sure the family is together. I'm the one that tries to keep the family together in everything, financial wise, support wise. I'm the one that everybody calls upon. And people in Jamaica that knows me, or in the community that knows me, will tell you. If they wish to speak or wish to comment, they will tell you. I am the family person. I'm the person that everybody calls upon. I take care of all the family members. So at the end of the day now, going on the line, I'm reading from my notes. So you hear me pausing. I'm looking at my notes, make sure I'm covering step by step based on what, okay, so he mentioned that I took him up here, and I have him in the house sitting on 4 to 5 months. Rafe has never worked from him born. He never worked a 9 to 5 from him born. As I said, I took care of him. Money-wise, food-wise, even with his children, I help him out with. The same kids that he said are down there homeless. Because when he came up here, and I decided to help him out, I did that out of pure love, not letting him run from anything. Everybody in Jamaica knew at that time the whole border was open. Everybody was doing the crossing. Yeah, you know what I mean when I say the crossing. Everybody was doing the crossing. So it was up to that point where he decided to say, he wanted to. And as he said, he mentioned that he wanted to come first, and we told him that not to come. And he mentioned to him this way up and get me off of the phone, because that's a lie. Because at the end of the day, When it was brought up that he wanted to come, and I said, okay, you know, you have a family member. If you decide you want to do your thing and do so and Ray, I am going to be here. You know that from day one. So when he did his thing and he came and everything, he was with me. And even when I'm trying to tell him, he knows I wanted him to come for to change his life. Not because I wanted to run away from anything, because at this point, remember, I still don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on at this point. So me trying to help him was just out of love. I wanted him to have a better life. Yes, he had some run-ins with the law down there before because of Kim's situation and all of that. And I was there for him too. So I know police have been to my house 1 and 2 times already about the Kim situation. You know, when they had the feud and everything. The whole world knows that. So I knew the police and the law and everything. And of course, it's my cousin. I love him. I didn't want anybody to do anything. So I tell him, if you're coming, just come. Okay, fine. He came and everything. Everybody knows you come to America. It's not. America is have this stigma. Oh, it's the land of opportunity. Is it really? You come over here, it's very hard. It's not something you come over here 1, 2, 3 days and you're gonna get a job right away. So he came, and I don't know what happened to him, but he did not want to wait. And he sees that he's not hungry. He's not naked. He's comfortable. He's not paying bills. You know, when I can send money to his children, I help him every week when I get my pay to do that. So I am there for him physically, emotionally, everything. But, you know, people, it's just who they are. No matter what, you can take the cow to the water, but you can't force him to drink it. Because at the end of the day, if I try to help you, he mentioned that I wanted to sell the house. That's why I styled him. How am I going to style you? The house is mine. I have that house since 2009. How am I going to try and style you? If you live in my house, from I have that house, I give the key to him. He has that house. All I do is pay building the house, mortgage, build up the house and everything. He's there. Nobody's there with him. So I'm saying to myself, how am I going to style you? If I wanted to style him, I could have just tell him, go find somewhere else and leave him down there in Jamaica, and just whatever happened to him. No. I made preparation for him to be in a better place, be at my phone, try to have a better life. Before I even told my listing agent, hold off on that sale until I make sure, because I want to make sure that, you know, everything good with him settled down, him country, whatever the case is. I'm not going to get into detail about that. And then to make sure, and when everything was okay with him, I said, okay, fine, nobody's there. I took my mom, from my grandmother died, her mom, and from Niney died. Once everything is done, I took my mom because she's by herself, you know, she's sickly, and I said, okay, mom, be at my phone. I took my mom, and then I tried to help him. Nobody's there at the house. There was the old two at the house. So I said, okay, it's my house. If I want to sell the house, why would I think about it? Why would I style you? If people want to come to America so bad. A lot of people get the opportunity in Jamaica to want to come, and they can't get it. So you're getting an opportunity to come. I'm going to style you and take you to America, where I am in my own home with my family and my children. Look into it. That makes absolutely no sense. You know, so how can I be against you when I want to help them? Even when he sent those voice notes to my mom, because from he left, and before I get into that part, when he was at my house and everything, he wanted to. It was one day he just got up out the blue, and he did mention it. He started to just get angry with me, and I said, Ravaz, this is not how America works. You got to be patient. I said, you have to go through a certain procedure. If you got asylum or whatever, you have to go through a certain procedure to get stabilized in the country. It takes a while. Just be patient. I'm not going to leave you hanging. You're here with me. Just be patient. You know? But I guess he can't wait. I don't know what's happening. Get up one day, start cussing at me and whatever, and telling me that he's going to run knife through me, and in my own house, and telling me he's going to mash up the whole of my house. So I said to him, you cannot do that. You know, you cannot, certain lifestyle you want to come here with. I said, I'm not going to tolerate it. I said, I have a Christian home. I have my children. I have my husband. I have my mom in my home. And I said, I've been in America for so many long, and I haven't been in any trouble. I said, I cannot allow you to come here with that behavior. I said, if you're going to be here, you're going to have to make sure you're doing the right thing. I said, I'll get you a 9 to 5. Change your life, dog. You cannot live the same type of life you want to live. Like, I'm not telling you anything wrong. I'll do it out of love. So then he didn't want to do that role. I don't know what he wanted. He started cussing and telling me he's going to put a knife through me, and then telling me he's going to mash up my house. So I said to him, if you're going to mash up my house, I'm going to call the cops. Because remember, you got stamped into the country. If I call that police, you're going to go right back to Jamaica. So pick your choice. And that's when he started to flip. He told me, "Oh, I'll go back right now. I don't care. Pack up my things. I'm gonna leave and blah blah blah. Because if I was, you tell me to never get work." And he started going on a whole of antics. Okay, fine. I don't know where he decides that he want to go. I guess he found somebody. He decided he didn't want to stay by me anymore because he didn't want to follow by the rules, which he wasn't under any rule. But if you're gonna be in my house, you're gonna have to follow the rules of my house. So, anyways, he told me he's leaving and he's not coming back. I said, okay, fine, that's up to you. And then he left. I don't know where he is. He just packed up and he just dipped and he left. And up to that point, nobody in my the household, just my family knew that he left because I tried to let them keep up with what's going on. So nobody knew. People calling me, "Oh, I see your cousin. Am I all right?" "Yeah, man, I'm good, man." I wouldn't even mention. I don't discuss my family situation with the public. Nobody has to know. He left my house for months before anybody even knew he was not there. And he was the one that let people know he was not there because he started posting up things that, and the situation stemmed from his baby mom in Jamaica called him and tell him, "Oh, his children need food and they're homeless. How can you have your own children and you are in a house but your kids are homeless? That doesn't make absolutely no sense." So she's trying to stir up his head, and I understand because you're a man and you have your two daughters. Nobody wants to know that your children are outside in the cold, are not getting fed or anything as girls. So I understand that type of frustration. But when you're going to let that play into you and the devil takes you over now, and you're going to do these things now, you're getting yourself in trouble. So now he starts sending me all of these texts, and I haven't even put nothing that he sent me in text or anything. I have them all. I just would never post anything. I would not try to, pray a bad prayer for him or do anything. I just go on my knees and I pray for him out all the time. And I say, "God, let him find his way out there, whatever it is." So he keeps them coming. He keeps posting up that, he will do that. So when that day now, and my mom told me that he sent those voice notes, and I listened to them, I sent that voice note to 5 family members. And I said to myself, "God, even though these threats are so daring and so bold, I'm not one, so I couldn't find it in my heart, could not find to put it out there in the public." So when I sent to 5 family members, and as you mentioned, he mentioned in his note, he said that he knows a junior, my brother, sent out the voice note them. Then how is he gonna also say that we say we're free? That's why we said it out. He's telling so many lies. He's just contradicting himself. He doesn't remember what he said in the first one, and then he's trying to come back. And I'm not here to bash him. I'm not here to, even with all that said, even with all the threat, I'm not here to bash him. I'm not here to add anything to what he say. I'm not here to take off anything. I'm just here to clear up and tell the truth. He said, "We know, so we said we're afraid. That's why we do it." Me and my mom has nothing to do with it. When I got the voice, my mom don't even know how to use a phone. It's his grandchildren help her with the phone, even when a text come in. So I am not going to. I sent it to 5 family members. I don't know. I tell you the truth. I don't know who sent those. When I saw it, I was so shocked. Yes, I'm gonna say when I call around and I said, "Guys, I sent it to all of you. One of you must send it out because I know it wasn't me nor my mom." So I guess my brother mentioned that he had mentioned it to somebody. So I guess that's how it got leaked out. I don't know the full details of that. Whatever the case is, I don't know how it went out or what was said, but basically it went out, and then the vlogs came out, and I heard your first vlog that you posted, and then I hear this interview. So I don't know. It's just a whole, So as I said, him coming to America has nothing to do with me. Him running out of Jamaica, as he did mention it. We didn't take him out of Jamaica because, we know him killed Niney and whatever the case is. The only conversation that I had with my mom after I hear everything, I said, "Mom, I need to know what's going on. I need to know from your side." And I said, "Mom, what happened?" The only thing my mom said to me was that him and Niney used to have a lot of back and forth in the house. Lots of arguments about the food argument, Niney will cook. And these are things that I did not know about because remember, it's my house. If I knew, I said, "Mom, the only thing I'm going to blame you for now is that all these things was going on in the house and nobody ever mentioned it to me. Nobody ever said to me. Even nobody mentioned to me that they were back and forth. Because if I knew that, 3 of us have been in that house from day one." So honestly, it's my mom, but I would say, "Mom, let me help you rent a place for you and Niney because they cannot get along. So I don't want the confusion, but nobody let me know there was back and forth until I'm knowing this. Mommy never mentioned that they were arguing. I always think that everybody's living good. I send barrels. I send like go down there to visit. Whatever. So when I find out now that they used to have back and forth and Niney cooking food and Ravaz eat it out and the man friends them, I hear all of these things. No, and I see people writing comments and talking a lot of stuff, but people don't understand. They don't know. They will say, but I don't blame everybody. It's social media. It's gossip. I don't do gossip. I'm a child of the King. God don't like gossip. I don't do gossip. I don't come on here and try to justify anything for anybody or look for pity or try to correct what they already put on social media. It's their opinion. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know all of this. So in my act, I said, Mom, you should have told me that all of this was going on. Then I would have made a solution to try to separate the home and whatever the case is. And even when Niney mentioned, my mother did not tell me that Niney told her that Ravaz said he was going to poison him. My mom told me that Ravaz tell her that Niney said that. So Mommy did not hear that from Niney more directly. Ravaz told her that. And I said, Mom, what did you say? She said she told him, well, if you guys can't get along, you better you tell Niney to go on. He said to my mom, Jean, me can't tell Niney to go on because it's not my house. And Tanisha have to tell him to go on, whatever the case is. So me not tell nobody to go on because Niney go on like the house of him. So it was a little back and forth feud with the house and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hearing this when everything came out. So I said, Mom, that is my only thing for blaming you. Because if you know all of this was going on, maybe this could have been prevention. And people talking a lot of stuff that my mom didn't knew and whatever the case is. My mom did not tell Ravaz to go and kill Niney. So even if Ravaz told him that, listen, Niney said, go poison me, and anybody tell anybody in Jamaica that they're going to poison them, nobody will take that lightly. Everybody wants to retaliate first or whatever the case is. So if you tell my mom, somebody that I'm going to poison you, would you going to give that person the leeway to go and poison you first? We're Jamaicans. Everybody going to retaliate. We know we act when we're threatened. So if people can come online and make comments that, oh, gee, no, whatever, let the nations of Jamaica that is listening and all over the world without sin or their family without sin cast the first stone. Come on your blog and type, I have no sin, and they will be alive from the pit of hell. Because everybody in family have situations, and until it comes out, it comes out. So if we have a situation in our family where Niney is concerned or whatever the case is, then I made sure, as I said in the beginning, my way of dealing with this, my mom is involved. They've been together for 30-something years. So if some situation comes up, of course I'm going to deal with it in the family. Everybody does that. I'm going to deal with it in the family. So my way of dealing with it was I took my children, all of my kids, I have 4 kids, and they're all with me. I didn't leave any of them behind. And the reason why they were down there was because, as he mentioned, when I came here to America, I wanted to make sure that I was good so I could take care of my children. But when I heard that, I took them immediately. I said, you know what? Let me struggle with them. Because I know the stigma between girls. I have 3 girls and a boy. So at the end of the day, all of this was new to me. The same time the nations heard it and the way how they reacted is the same way I reacted. So I felt like I needed to come. And, I know I've been talking. So do you have any questions?
Yes.
So far. Okay.
Ravaz stated in his interview yesterday that your mother saw who took the life of Niney. He stated that he made the utterances out of anger, and in fact he was not the one that did it, but your mother knows who did it. Now the question is though, if your mother saw and other person saw who did it, why did the police arrest him for it?
Well, okay, so first let me say, my mother never mentioned she's seen anything. The way when I got the call, as I said, I was just told that them just killed Niney, and my thing was, who killed Niney? Nobody knew. I just heard screaming. Nobody knew. So I'm saying to myself, me not thinking anything about family members. That was the last thing on my mind. So my mom never mentioned to me about she seen anything. My mom didn't mention nothing.
But you heard what he said in his interview yesterday, though.
I was just trying to be there for my mom when she was going through her situation, and I wasn't there physically. So my thing calling her was just to make sure that she was okay. I know she's sickly. So my focus was just on my mom. I didn't really get into detail. I just asked who did it. Nobody saw. Nobody saw. That's what I heard. I wasn't there.
But you heard
So
what
then,
he said in his
the
interview
police.
yesterday, though.
I'm
You
sorry, I
heard
didn't
what he
hear that.
said in his interview yesterday, though, that your mom knows who did it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard it. I heard he said that my mom did it. But as I said, he's saying that my mom did it, and my mom never talked to me about it. I asked her. She's like, "What is he talking about? How if you know? How if you see who did it, and not let the police know about it?" So that's what So I don't know. I cannot attest to it. As I said, my mom never mentioned she seen anything. I don't know if she's hiding anything from me. I questioned her thoroughly. She lives with me. We talk about it. I ask her. I want to get to the bottom of it just like everybody else.
Well, as I stated,
my heart is broken from the whole thing because, number one, I hear my own cousin confess killing my stepfather. Remember, you have to also remember that family member, including my mom, myself, my children, everybody's involved. So we're going through a phase where I'm trying to get to the bottom. We need closure. I need closure.
well, as I
So if my
stated,
mom knows about something, I'm not going to cover up anything. If my mom knows about something, I want to know, Mom, why didn't you not say anything to the police? I came down there, I helped to bury the man, I ran around with her, never thinking anything about any family member, not knowing anything at all. You know what I'm saying? So I heard that, Niney's family members on his side was accusing my mom of knowing and accusing Ravaz. That's what I heard. And I said, Ravaz? Why would they accuse Ravaz? But you know what? I know that, maybe because they know Ravaz, name and stealing with the whole thing with Kem's situation, because everybody know what happened with Kem's situation, that, they say he shot Kem and Kem shot after him. It was a whole mess with that, but I'm not getting into that. And so I'm thinking, okay, maybe they think that because of that, he killed him. But I couldn't see any reason why they would think it's Ravaz. Because I was just oblivious. I'm like so blind. I was like, no, it's not no family member. Don't even come to my family. So of course I was fighting for him. Of course I was helping to get him off this situation, because I was like, no, they're accusing him. No, and that's why I'm so broken, because after I tried to help you so, and then to hear that out of your own mouth, that cannot be a nice feeling for nobody. No family member. His mom, nobody.
well, as I stated
brother,
in his interview yesterday,
son, that's my half brother. Nobody.
that
Good. I don't feel good. My heart is broken to know I love this young man, taking care of him so much, and then to know that he's right there in the family, and this is what it is. It is very embarrassing, disgraceful. It is a lot of things for the family.
all right. So, well, as I stated in the interview yesterday with him, I've spoken to other persons, and persons who are close to the whole situation. I won't state who, but they are very close to the whole situation. Would have made mention that your mother indeed have an idea who did it. In fact, it is said that she colluded with Ravaz to take the life of Niney.
Okay.
And given the fact that he confessed, that was his voice, he said it, hands down, it just kind of look away and probably pointing fingers that there may be some truth to that.
Okay, well, I get what you're saying, but look into this now. So people that are close to the situation, I need, because I like to work with facts, and you have to bring evidence to me, because you cannot take me to court hearsay and not have proof. People can say anything out of their mouth. So if you're going to say that, it could also be that he realized out of grievance and anger that he incriminated himself. Now he's trying to twist things up. I don't know. This is my take on it. But as I said again, my mother never discussed anything like this with me. She never mentioned anything like this to me. I asked her. I don't see any reason why my mom should collude with Ravaz to kill her husband of 30-something years. And if Niney was a person of how they're describing him, and you said it's proven and everything, like I heard what you said, it's proven and everything. Okay, fine. 30-something years. Why is it that we're now given the history of how they say he is, why is it that now my mother are going to collude with him? Ravaz also mentioned that, you know, we beg for him with my daughter, and we beg for him with somebody else he mentioned. And the last thing he said was we beg for him with him daughter. Him daughter was the last one. And that's even the first time I'm hearing that too. That shocked to me too. The first time he begged for him daughter. Could it not be a case that was his motive to do something out of his own free will? Like, remember,
It could be.
they've lived that.
It could be.
Huh?
But listen to this also. You
Okay.
were also of the opinion that he could not have taken the life of Niney. You also assisted in helping him to get off the case. So the fact that you didn't believe that he did it, and now you're saying that you don't believe that your mother could have colluded,
Yeah.
you get what I'm trying to say?
No, okay. So, look, say that again. Repeat what you said.
I'm
You're
saying
saying that I assisted him to
the
get off
fact
the case
that you did not believe in the get-go until he confessed that he had anything to do with it. Now you're saying that you don't believe that your mother had anything to do with it. You were wrong about Ravaz until he confessed. That is how you started to believe. You could be wrong again.
Right.
You could be wrong again.
Of course I could be wrong about my mom too.
I hope you're not though, but you could be wrong again.
Listen, yes, of course I could be wrong about my mom too. But as I said, in this day and age, a man is innocent until proven guilty. Ravaz can say anything. You know, he can say anything. I understand what you're saying. I get it clear what you're saying, and there's a picture surrounding that.
Yes.
But as I said again, my mother never talked to me about anything like this. When I heard it, I asked her all this information that I need to ask her, and she mentioned nothing like this. She had nothing to do with it. She would never tell Ravaz to kill him and whatever the case is. So, you know, I cannot say I'm telling you based on what me and my mom discussed. So based on the fact that there's no evidence, like, and in the case, okay, so I was gonna say that where's the evidence? But then, you know, they can't talk in person or whatever the case is, because people need evidence. I need to know what did mom? Give me some evidence. Give me some proof. Give me some text. Give me some phone call. Give me what's going on. Because if now you're just like, okay, Niney, no, and whatever the case is, like, I need to know what's going on. Like I need to know.
Well, one thing for sure, there's a lot more to this than what meets the eye. A whole lot more.
Well,
that's for sure.
If that's what you think. I mean, I'm giving you what it is on my part, as I said.
Yes, and we definitely appreciate you coming on and sharing your part of it.
About things. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Me, Ravaz coming over here, as I said, had nothing to do with nobody trying for him to escape anything, because that was Niney dead from 2020.
And he came in 2024, as you stated. So yes, we totally agree with that.
Him escaping anything, because after the case he get thrown, he was still down there living his life.
And so, in regards to him making several threats on your life and other family members' lives, have you made a formal report just to safeguard yourself?
I have not made any report, because, as I tell you, I'm not a social media. I wasn't even trying to follow Ravaz up with this thing. I was not even trying to follow him up. I really didn't care. Maybe if it was the first vlog that you made and I listened to it, I'll be like, I didn't even let people talk what they want to say. If the police come to me, I'll give them my side of the story. Let the people say what they want to say. I don't care about the comments. I don't care who want to make bad comments. People will always judge when they don't know something. So I don't care about that. The reason why I even came on here is because I heard that he actually did an interview with you, and I wanted to just say my part.
So you're not in fear of your life in any way or form?
What they want. They can write what they want. That I don't care about that.
So you're not in fear of your life, basically.
Your first blog, and I listened to it, and I really didn't care. I did not make a formal statement or anything to the cops. I just go about my life, living my life, and I just move on. You know, I know that I'm guilt-free, hands-free. My hands are free. I don't have any blood on my hand, and I'm not guilty of anything. So I'm not going to lose a sleep over nothing at all. I sleep very good at night after I pray.
So you're not in fear of your life.
To God. You know what I did? When I heard the first voice note that he sent for the threat, I didn't go to a police, but I took it to God on my knees. And I told him to fight my battles the same way he fights all the other battles. And then when I told him to fight the battle, then after a couple of days after, I heard that confession thing. When he sent it to me in my mom first, and I told you I sent it to the 5 people, that's when I took it to God. I said, God, you're going to take care of this one. And the same way he fights my battle for everything else, he fought this one. Because God have a way of letting your enemy fall before you and confess before you. So that was God's way of bringing it out, so he could self-destruct and confess on himself. Because I don't know, I didn't even know, as I said. I was shocked when I heard the voice note, just as whatever, and my heart is broken because of that. Because I was down pat, adamant, that's my reason for helping him, to say that no, it cannot be him. I didn't even think it was him, even when the police was after him. Because the police was after him because of what Niney family members them gave, and they said that they sent the police at my house to get him. You know, they were convinced that he killed him even before, and I was like, no, why would they even think it was him? And that's my reason for fighting for him and helping him. And that's why I'm broken that part, because, you know, I helped him, got him on, and I was like, now to hear him say this, you know, and as I mentioned, it is crazy.
Well, for your sake and for your mother's sake, I hope you're not wrong again. Really do hope you're not wrong again.
We will all see. I don't run from justice. I don't run from it. I'm a child of the King, and I will live by, you know, I will live the right way. So even if it's my child, and once I know, it's gonna get cleared up. Don't think I'm a family member that's gonna cover up things and knowing things are gonna cover up. If I know something happened, I'm gonna cover it up, and whatever the case is. When I found out that as I mentioned my daughter earlier in the beginning with Niney, I didn't condone anything. I told my mom straight up, you got to separate from this person. But everybody's grown. I can't make a decision for you. And I took myself away. I took my child away out of that situation, and everybody lived their own life. I don't know what people's down there doing, living their life. I can't live the life for them. So if I find out that something is going on, just know that I'm not going to cover up anything. And people talking about, oh, you know him murder, cover up murder, and whatever. Poor them.
Well,
just be careful how you judge people when you hear these things. Not only my situation, every situation. Because remember, when you're judging people, not only think about the people that commit the crime, think about the victims that are innocently involved. And when they make all these comments and everything, children are involved, families are involved, elders are involved. You cheer on each other. That's what Jamaican does. They cheer on each other.
Well, as you stated, everything will take its own little time and come to light.
It will.
So with that said, thank you again for coming on and sharing your part of the story.
Before I just listen. Can I say a few words?
Yes, of course. Sure. Go right ahead.
All right. So before I go, because before I came on here, I made sure I prayed and I asked God, you know, to make sure to give me the words to say and whatever the case is. And I just don't want to. I didn't even know what your blog was about until I saw it, and I realized that you cover these type of stories, and I see that you have loads of people watching you, nations from all over. So I'm going to say to the nation of Jamaica, let me use this platform to say that Jesus Christ is coming soon. God is angry with the saints of this world, and the saints are too much for him. The sins of the people are going up to his nostrils, and people are hardening their hearts and refuse to repent. But he's saying to repent, and I'm not talking only about Jamaica, the nations that are listening. People need to repent and turn to Jesus Christ. One thing, if you don't take away anything else from what I said, if you don't care about anything else that I said, or if you don't believe anything else that I said, believe this. Because one thing I can say before I go, Judgment Day, it will not be cancelled. Everybody have an appointment on that day, and the results will be depending on you. It says, what does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? So I hope that if you don't take away anything else from this today, and people will find a lot of time, they don't have time for God, but they find time to gossip and, but just remember, don't tear each other down. Not because the situation may sound good to you, or you may like the gossip, or you may like to hear whatever. Try not, remember to, analyze, listen to people. Don't be quick to tear people down. Because you're tearing innocent people down. You're involving children and everything. You're doing a good job here. I don't know what your name is on the spot. You're doing a good job by trying to bring people, innocent people, to light and trying to get your stories out there. But there's also the fact that you can know that the platform also breaks and destroys people as well. So God bless everyone that's listening. I hope, as I said, I'm not here for likes. I didn't come on here for you to agree with anything I say. You can, I don't care about the comments you want to write.
I don't write
This
comments.
will be my only interview that you will get from me. I will not come back here on this platform and mention anything again. This is my straight take on it. Whatever, as I said, it will unfold in its own time, in due course. My mom will not be coming on here to make a statement either, because I will not allow her. This is too much for her. She's 64. She's sickly. She has blood pressure. I'm not going to let this cruel world tear her down. So they can comment what they want to say. They can write what they want to say. And if the authorities come to me, I'll be more than happy to sit down and speak to them. So thank you for contacting me.
Thank you too for coming.
Baker.
Have a blessed and wonderful day.
Have a good day.
Thank you.